Hello everyone, welcome to week 7 of Literature 233. Week 7 we're going to be focusing on changing traditions in China and Japan. So we're leaving the coloners and the colonized peoples away. We're leaving the revolutionary readings, and now we're entering into how globalism has affected different countries. So this week, you will be reading a number of readings, and they're all short. So first one is Medicine, and then A Madman's Diary, Town of Cats, Be Not Defeated by the Rain, which is a short poem, and then Two Kinds, which is just a short story. Don't be deceived. You are not assigned the entire Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. You are only assigned one story from it. And it's a story in itself, so you should be able to follow it without having to read the entire novel, which I don't want you to do, by the way. So we are combining Japan and China together, but obviously they're two very, very different countries, two very, very different cultures, two very, very different religions, if there is a religion. So the only reason why they're combined in this week is because I'm focusing on globalism. So don't be deceived in thinking that the countries are similar. They're not. It's just they're similar in terms of how their traditional cultures have been affected by globalism, and basically the mixture of all different kinds of cultures into their country. So the first part of the lesson focuses on Chinese literature, and we do have a short piece on how Confucius has affected Chinese literature, and you will definitely see this in Lu Xung's work. And I apologize if I'm not pronouncing his name correctly. But his work definitely was influenced by the New Culture movement and how it was a reaction against the previous culture. This particular video is quite helpful. I just watched it again yesterday. I found it to be very useful. It kind of gave me a background about how this author was affected by the new culture and how he was actually quite important to this movement. You can see this clash of cultures in two of his works. The first one is A Madman's Diary, and the second one is Medicine. Now, Madman's Diary, you're going to see a mentioning of cannibalism. Please know, he's not talking about cannibalism. That is a metaphor for how the previous culture cannibalized citizens' rights and freedoms and so on. So that it's really just a metaphor. As for Medicine, this is a sad story. Every time I talk about it, I'm like, oh, it's so sad. But anyway, you get to read it. It basically discusses how the previous culture harmed individuals because, especially in this particular story, there is medicine that is given to this young son that absolutely made no sense, but it was just always done that way. It's a traditional medicine, and it ends up harming the boy. And so the author is speaking out against how this old culture is affecting humanity, or at least the citizens within China. So, and then the third work you're going to be reading is Two Kinds. And Two Kinds is a small portion of Amy Tan's longer work called The Joy Luck Club. And it's basically about the clash of older family values to new sons and daughters, mainly daughters, that grew up in the United States. So these women from China came to the United States, ended up getting married to, white men, or just regular, they just came to the country. They all have daughters. The daughters have a lot of conflicts with their mothers because the mothers have these sorts of expectations for these daughters, and these daughters do not fulfill them. And you definitely see that in this particular story where the young daughter was forced into becoming some sort of pianist, some sort of prodigy, and it doesn't work out very well. So those are the Chinese stories that we're going to read. And also I should say that Amy Tan is an American, but she does have a background. She has a Chinese background, and she really does an effective job bringing in this idea of a class of culture and the effect of globalism. So then we're going to enter Japanese literature, and just like Confucius and how that affected Chinese culture, Buddhism obviously affected Japanese culture. And so these two videos explain its effect. And I would like you to definitely watch this one. It's super short. This one you don't necessarily have to, but this one, if you watch it, you will understand. You'll better understand. Be not defeated by the rain. It's basically it's influenced by Buddhism, and it just basically shows readers how one should live. It's almost like if you think of Psalms in Christianity, it's very similar to that, where it's giving advice, and it shows you how to achieve nirvana, basically. So, and then we are going to, and this gives you some background of the author, and then we're going to discuss generational conflict. So I already discussed Amy Tan, but I'm going to give you a little bit of background about Murakami's work, and it's called Town of Cats. You do have to register with the New Yorker. You can use your APIS email if you want. You can also get it, though. I just can't give you the link because I'm not sure about the copyright. But if you enter the author's name and the title of the story, and then the phrase PDF, you will be able to find access to the story. But in any case, I find it easier just to go to the New Yorker. This story shows a clash of cultures as well. It discusses a father and a son relationship and how there's conflict within the relationship. You'll find out why when you read it. The father has a different opinion about work and education than the son does. And the son learns a lot about his father with this brief visit to an elderly home. And then also the Town of Cats plays a role in the story as well. So hopefully you enjoy it. So that's basically what we're discussing this week. Obviously, like usual, we have a discussion, and hopefully you enjoy it. It doesn't really focus in too much on the poem, but it does focus in on all of the other readings. And then you have a journal due, and you're basically just bringing in American society again, and short stories, movies, and television shows that call a break from tradition. Hopefully you enjoy that discussion as well. And so that's basically it. I'm looking forward to our discussions online. This is one of my more favorite lessons, or it is my favorite one actually, and I'm looking forward to talking with you guys this week. Have a great week. Bye.